Um, so just give me a minute and we'll get this video started. Or get it going anyway. My computer's acting weird. There we go. Okay. So let's try this one more time. I just gotta be a lot smarter against him. That's a problem. Guy's a little bitch ass. Oh, we got multiples. Oh boy. Oh, I should run anywhere. Fuck. Ah, fuck me. Oh, I use all my blood shit. And go that way. I don't like that there's two of them over here. I don't think I can take on two of them. Fuck! You can't get him off here. Woo! God damn. I don't know if that's better than the other one was supposed to be. That was definitely... Phew. A photograph of a smiling and loving couple with a few words written on the back. Million and Papa forever. Local investigation. A new citizen investigation is available. Press to open the local investigation. Citizen investigations are displayed here, categorized by district. You can start a new citizen quest by tracking with square, then access to your map to locate the. I just heard it. I'm doing this, I haven't done the main store. Huh. Okay. That's the hospital. Another district. Oh, fuck you. Damn. Wow. Yeah. I actually might. I'll probably be able to come to this area afterwards. Hmm. Oh. Whitechapel Street. Bring back the wallet to the owner. Hmm. Damn. I found shit. Wow, a whole house and nothing. Okay. Alright. What the hell? Lilies. Oh, yeah. Ain't nothing in here. Guess I'm gonna head back. Would like to done that, but okay. I like the distance you can do that. It's kind of fun. I think. Oh boy. So I'm gonna wait to do this shit. We might go ahead and do this part. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll go ahead and do this before I continue on. I'm assuming I can continue on.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague. Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Yeah.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to take, not death itself.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
A pawnbroker.
Oh,
I
yes,
expect to
two.
get
Damn.
all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
I'll take my sleeping pills real quick. Ah. Don't need that. The dog's getting to that one. That would be bad juju.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No, I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No,
Yep.
Dr. Reed, I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
Damn. Huh. Still two hints I did not
Please
get.
show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really.
Maybe I'll
But
get them
I'm
later,
sure
I
they
won't
can
get them
be
at all.
useful.
Goodbye. Codeine is a strong and antagonistic drug often used to ease pain and coughing. Oh yeah, I do. When the rise of the epidemic, the charge of legal medications, London is the first decision used to opium again. As a matter of film law. This film law written on a piece of paper seems complex and needs to be. Yes, I'm buying it. I won't worry about those.
It's locked.
God damn it.
I cannot enter.
Why can I not enter? You shall not pass. The hell?
It's locked, all right.
Into the Pearl Hospital.
It's locked.
You sure need to know Carlin or
I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope that might help.
Ah, dick. Okay. I don't understand. Kind of confused on this. I saw the fuck you, bitch. Yep. Alright, stamina. It's the stamina fakes even fighting. Holy shit. Fuck you. Oh, and I died. Son of a bitch. Well, damn. Try it again. I'm just trying to get the main thing figured out. I can't figure out the main shit. Now I don't even know what direction I'm going. hideout, a safe place to rest. Okay, that's what I need to go to. Wait, what's this? Hospital. Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. It says in that quest. Bring back the... Bring back the... Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I gotta find them. Probably gotta find the person real quick. Oh. There we go.
Where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
And now we look around. Looky, looky. Looky, looky, no looky. Nothing, 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 nothing. Nothing, nothing. Maybe the person's here. That's what I'm hoping.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Oh. Damn. There's a lot to do.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Oh, I didn't mean to right click
Some
it.
are really good, and others...
Oh, thank you. Okay, nothing, okay.
Goodbye,
Damn.
Dr. Tibbets.
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that Callaghan fellow.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Cool.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
Yeah.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything. And it's getting worse every day.
Right.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing in. I escaped from the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital. That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
Damn. Nothing. Nothing. Okay. Well,
I have some good news, Milton.
What?
maybe I'll get those
The
later.
epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody's as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
Nope.
I'd like to see your goods.
I don't have the money,
Wise
but I
choice,
want to check it
Dr.
out.
Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
I'm gonna regret not. Oh, goddamn, okay. Molten shotgun. I like it. But I don't have it to cost. Cost 1. Shotgun shells 3. Common handle part. Pet overhaul that can be used to assemble a common handle for any melee weapon. Common trigger part. Common handle part. Aluminum powder. Aluminum shard. A shard of aluminum that probably comes from Shepherd can be used to filter metals for welding. Hell yeah! $62. A small amount of aluminum powder that probably comes from a factory can be used to filter metal of... Damn. Small amount of industrial lubricant which can be used for ranged weapons. A small milk screw that be used to range. I'm not gonna buy anything yet, but I gotta remember.
It's safer here than anywhere else in these days.
Cool. At least I'm gonna find the guy. Cool, I'm happy about that.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Make sure I don't miss anything.
Circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
And Mr. Hampton, the patient...
I gave him a sedative to help him...
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Well, good for you, bitch.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening.
Hey,
I'm
Greg, get
Dr.
off and
Reed.
go to bed.
Can
I
I
gotta work
help
tomorrow.
No,
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Oh, whoops.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Okay.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Doctor.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Always use words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Sometimes I think, I like 2 letters. My dear children, sorry I did not write to you before, but it hurts like hell just to write these few words on bloody paper. Don't worry, Daddy will go out of the hospital as soon as the doctors fix his arm. In the meantime, if you need something, go see Mr. Chadwick at the construction site and tell him you are Harvey Frederick's children. Remember Robert Chadwick, the big guy with the mustache who helped me repair the house doors last spring? Go see him and ask for a few bob. He won't refuse to spare a few. I'm sorry I can't work anymore for now, but we'll figure out something as soon as I'm out. Don't worry, everyone will be fine as soon as Daddy's arm is strong again. As soon as the doctors have fixed my arm. I finally found the missing money for the fee asked by the ambulance driver to bring you to the hospital. Don't worry about nothing now except getting better. For a look, I took care of everything. I asked some of our neighbors and they told me that this Mr. Hooks is something of an honest crook. He may ask for extra money in exchange for a bed, but the bed is then guaranteed. I'm sorry I refused to pay first, and I realize now that the important thing is that you get better soon. The Pembroke Hospital is a good place, I heard, despite the bad behavior of this Milton Hooks. I promise you that everything is okay now. I'll see you in your clean bed as soon as possible within the family of Nicole. So I did not write to you before, but I heard like, huh.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's obviously the reason why your wound troubles you so much.
I cannot give up on my children now. They both need me living.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids. We never found her body.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Let you down, my boy.
Da-da. That's outside. Outside.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
Damn, not what I needed.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
Damn, I should pick the other one. Oh well.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital instead of a burden.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Oh, really?
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but you're...
And what exactly?
I served in the war.
Be careful what you
I only want you...
This is ridiculous.
You see? That is exactly what...
Okay.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
I messed that one up, which is fine. I'm gonna mess up certain things. I should just went ahead along and said, yeah. I go outside. I don't care about going outside. I'll not be going outside.
The pain. It's here again.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Disgust on every street corner. A daily routine.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The wet boot boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Huh.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Okay.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Huh. Interesting. So much to do. I'm trying to do everything before I go to bed. But damn. New weapon. That's my door, actually. I know it's gonna start any kind of story.
Not now.
How did I? So I can't go upstairs yet. Well, guess I'll be getting ready to go to mine. I'm gonna check the side real quick and then we'll head upstairs. Yeah, it's probably, yeah. Got this going. You just found a new hideout. How you can spend your exploring?
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
It is your opportunity and almost a privilege to approach a vampire, to observe their most integral and physical and psychological traits with scientific and rational eye. Here are some of the most fascinating abilities I've personally observed over the last 10 years while interviewing a few vampires, or Ekin, as they prefer to call themselves. Econ. Supernatural spread. Supernatural speed. A vampire can act and move like a mortal and held his actions, but the trained eye will spot that he has the keenest senses and can react quicker than any immortal. On a few occasions, alarm surprise naturally to a flea. I have seen a vampire move so quickly it is almost as if he had vanished just to reappear somewhere else, which he can do. The human eye cannot follow their movements when they act so quickly, but it is not a teleport or a dematerialization. It is only a supernatural speed for me. It is a cat-like attribute which allows them to run, dodge, or jump longer and faster than us. I also noticed that such speed seems to exhaust them, and that they are bound to physical limitations, which in real life they're not. Mesmerism, one of the most powerful abilities a vampire can deploy in the capacity to force a mortal to obey them. I call this trait mesmerism, but it has nothing to do with the mortal ability to alter a subject mental state. A vampire can bend a mental to their will, and they can even break a mind. A vampire interviewed even told me the more a subject tries to resist, the more permanent the damage will be, as if the vampire could literally fracture their target's psyche. The same vampire explained to me that his ability to require time to master, and that the result could vary widely from one subject to another, implant a false memory, erase a painful one. The pulses are endless and frightening. Wow. Blood awareness. This may be the most catastrophic ability of all concerning vampires, since it is the cause of so many tragedies for them and us. Vampires crave for blood, and they must use their will to restrain themselves from fertilizing and drinking every drop of blood. They can see the need blood of function and to express their full supernatural trails. Similar traits. A finished vampire can be very weak, even if he cannot die or hunger or thirst. This need of blood may explain why a vampire is so aroused by it. A vampire confessed to me that blood could sometimes blind him, since its smell and attractiveness can be so strong. When he focuses, a vampire can almost see blood all around them, inside warm bodies, through walls, or on a supposedly clean weapon, etc. The same vampire even told me that he can see if a mortal has clean blood or is ill, and that some cases he can even sense disease, infected clothes, or even items in the room. If this is true, I could have so many medical applications it almost backers believe. One workbench you can craft. Medical treatment to heal sick citizens. Serves to boost yourself. Weapons upgrades to improve your first medical analyze. The components you found to unlock news, we click onto. Cool. Okay, well then just don't talk anymore because Oh, fuck that, I need to go back to that. Come and handle part, okay. Come and handle. Come and handle. All the stuff I need to buy. Okay.
There's a free place I can get you. No. It's right behind you. Oh, jeez! He fell. He fell. He must have jumped off or something. Yeah, that's right. That was pretty great. That was pretty great. Okay. Okay, what? Let's go. Wow, this is really busy. My favorite stuff is Savannah or what do you call it?
Probably shouldn't have done that.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Ultimate bite. Increase the damage inflicted when using bite in combat. Increase your life regeneration when using bite in combat. 300.
Yeah, kill the chicken. There we go. We're getting all this stuff now. Tommy the Ice, welcome. We're just currently killing some chickens. Yeah,
Science. You can now carry 3 serums. Increase the number of bullets you can carry. Increase your blood capacity. Increase your blood absorption when using bite in combat. Increase your stamina. Increase your health. You will block your target's blood in their veins, making them defenseless. You create an invisible barrier, absorbing direct damage until you fade or is destroyed. Recover 30. 300, 300. Doesn't say. 1,000. 600 shit.
Yeah, that's right. Dang, I didn't get anything out of it.
600.
I gotta get rid of all this stuff though. I know, I saw that too.
I need to do stamina.
Oh, I don't even have an iron sword. You notice the experience points have shadows now? What's up, Battle Axe 4? We should still try to know the rest.
So I can do individual shit. Increase your blood absorption when using bite in combat. Increase your blood capacity. Increase health. I can do that or buy one of these parts. Vampyr will concentrate on the prey's blood, stabbing them in their tracks and making them defenseless. It's easy to kill something that can't move. Vampire afraid of suffering damage are familiar with the hardness ability. This blood ability will protect the vampire from direct damage. Fortunately, it does not stop them from being grabbed by enemies. You can hurt my body, but you only if you... How much does that cost? 1,000. So the moves are 1,000 a piece. How much does that cost? 300. Let's do that. Increase your blood absorption when using. I'm gonna do these instead of the weapon, the fighting. You perform a supernatural move to your target and cause damage upon landing. Shadow Veil. 5 stamina used per second when walking. 25 stamina used per second when standing will. Drain your stamina to fade into the shadows and become invisible to most enemies. Moving in this state will drain more stamina. You will exit the shadow if you attack or dodge or when your stamina is empty. 500, I don't have enough. Okay. Let's just do this upgrade. I don't know if these are the smart decision upgrades or not. I don't know if these are smart ones, but these are the ones I'm going with, god damn it. Next I'll do some of the weapons, some of those other ones. First way I gotta go to bed though.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. What about my thirst for blood?
I'm thinking it just saved.
How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital.
Oh, that actually worked.
At the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Yeah, I think it's saved. Alright, everybody, I'm gonna get off for the night. Please like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll try maybe tomorrow night or the other night play some more. I also got Siege, the new character Siege supposed to be launching. But see you in the next episode. Later.